What's going on? What's going on? Goodfellas Sports TV. We back doing what we does. Live stream. Talking different topics today. I'm gonna do a boxing stream later on as well if we get to it. Obviously, minimum boxing to talk about this week. A lot of sports to talk about. A lot of things going on. Main topics will be who should Carmelo sign with as soon as the Rockets waive, release, cut him, whatever they call it. NFL Super Bowl favorites, and is LeBron getting exposed in the city of LA? And then we'll talk about some other things as well. And also working on the morning show, sports morning show. It's going to talk about different sports. So it'll be back at that 8:30 time. I guesstimate Wednesday at the earliest, Friday at the latest this week. We're going to start that up. So make sure you guys get on Twitter, retweet them out when I go live, and make sure you spread the word. But yeah, Carmelo Anthony, what's going on, Ronaldo Tool? Wanna Demon, sorry. No, I'm gonna do boxing a little bit later. I'm gonna do a boxing stream a little bit later, so you can look out for that. Denard Reed, I'm definitely gonna do a boxing stream tonight, so be on the lookout for that. That's gonna happen. But yeah, Carmelo Anthony is supposed to get waived by the Rockets. That means he'd be cut, gone. He got to clear waivers, which I believe he probably will clear waivers. Nobody's gonna pick him up. Probably get the veterans minimum when he re-signed with a team. In my personal opinion, I heard Captain Steven Jackson say that Brian Cruz was going on, Red Mask Larkin was going on. I heard, Steven Jackson say they blackballing Carmelo Anthony out the league. But, I mean, you look at Carmelo Anthony's stats this season, and obviously they didn't give him enough time to get acclimated to the team. Obviously they can't trade him because they wouldn't get nothing for Carmelo Anthony. But obviously since he had that knee surgery, he really ain't been the same player. He's averaging 13.4 points a game, 5.4 rebounds, and a half assists a game. Look at his complete stat line. Hold on. Give me a minute. But I mean, I'm not in favor of cutting Carmelo Anthony. Let me say that. Not this early. For what reason? You know what I'm saying? He not getting a fair shake. He didn't get a fair shake with Russell Westbrook. He ain't getting a fair shake this season. He's a really, really good player still. Obviously, Mike D'Antoni has the basketball adjustment IQ as a doorknob. He's not a good basketball coach. He doesn't make adjustments. When teams start to adjust to his teams, he can't make that next adjustment as far as the following year. You've seen Phoenix have a lot of successful years, but he never made the adjustment to learn how to play half-court basketball. And that'd be their problem. And that'd be his problem when it may be in Phoenix or in Houston. You know what I'm saying? He just don't make good basketball adjustments. He want to shoot it in the first 7 seconds of the shot clock every time. In playoff time, it comes down to half-court execution. I believe Carmelo Anthony could have helped them in half-court execution. What's up, Dago? 619 Cali Factor. I think he really could have helped them. You could post Melo up and let Melo be a power forward, and you could post Melo up, and Melo can have a really good post games, demand a double team, kick the ball out to open shooters. He can do that. Carmelo Anthony is still good at mid-range. There's always room for mid-range shooters. He could be good in the high-low post with Clint Capella. He could be a picker and a popper with James Harden, Chris Paul. He could be a picker and a roller. I mean, it's so many creative things you could do with Carmelo Anthony at this point in his career. He's never been a guy dependent on his athletic ability. That's never been Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony's never been a guy that jumps out the gym and everything is off the strength of his fast twitch muscles and his quickness. Carmelo Anthony is a crafty player, a Bernard King clone, a guy that likes to score from about 15 feet, a mid-range assassin, and he has the size to be acceptable in a not just acceptable power forward, but an effective power forward in this league, right now. You know, you're not telling me Carmelo Anthony is not offensively better than Draymond Green? So you're telling me Carmelo Anthony, you know, if he got into rhythm, he couldn't spot up at the shot Draymond hit? He could. You know, you telling me that they can't throw the ball to Carmelo in the post at the end of games or at, when the game come down to half court? Yeah, they could. You telling me Carmelo Anthony can't, stand at the free throw line and shoot threes? And they got mad at Carmelo Anthony. Was that in the preseason when he took a dribble and he passed up a three? He took a mid-range jumper. That's basic basketball 1-on-1. Only in the Phoenix Suns Mike D'Antoni system is it stupid to get yourself a rhythm and get a shot that you like. It's dumb. If Carmelo Anthony need to put the ball on the ground and shoot a mid-range jumper to get himself a rhythm, so be it. Just because he passed up a three-pointer, he shouldn't feel like he needs to apologize. And that's how they feel. Maybe he wasn't the fit for there. You would think a guy like Carmelo Anthony could, sit in the corner and hit open shots all day. You think so? And people say, well, defense. Well, James Harden been there for a lifetime. He ain't never been a great defender. LeBron James is successful in this league. He ain't been no defender. Look here, man. They don't play defense in the NBA no more. It's only a handful of two really good two-way players, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard might be the platinum standard. It's not too many guys that can defend on both ends of the court. The simple fact of it is I believe Mike D'Antoni probably has a vendetta versus Carmelo Anthony. I believe that he probably does. I believe they try to blackball Carmelo Anthony. They didn't give him a proper chance at all. I mean, what if the Rockets played this season? What if the Rockets played this season? Let me tell you how many games they played. Yeah, Houston Jazz played good defense. When I say defense, I mean them old lockdown defensive teams from the 80s and the 70s. Let me see what they standings are. Excuse me. The Rockets have played a grand total of 12 games. The Rockets have played 12 games this season. And after 12 games in the 82-game season, you decide to tell us that Carmelo Anthony isn't a fit. You decide to panic because not only does the Pelicans have a better record than you, the Jazz, the Kings, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Thunder, the Grizzlies, the Spurs, the Nuggets, the Trailblazers all have a better record than you right now. And obviously the Golden State Warriors. But let's keep it real. Before we talk about where Carmelo Anthony should sign, what's wrong with the Houston Rockets? Let me know in the chat and I'll read it. Make sure you hit the like button. I definitely appreciate it. What's wrong with the Houston Rockets? Obviously, they traded their defense away. Okay? They did. They traded, Lushar Mabute. I always struggle with his name. I think I say it better than most. They also traded Trevor Ariza left and took more money in Phoenix. He took money over winning. Okay, he already have a ring if you didn't know. But other than that, it seems that James Harden isn't the same effective player. He got injured. Chris Paul got suspended, but they was already doing terrible before he did get suspended. So Chris Paul and James Harden haven't been playing the same. They both older players. The Houston Rockets made a very deep playoff run last year. They've been making playoff runs for the last few years. Chris Paul is in his 30,000th season. Don't you think maybe running up and down the court in D'Antoni's system and all the years on James Harden body, all the years on Chris Paul body, maybe they might be starting to break down. Maybe they didn't come in camp in the best shape. Maybe it's going to take about 20, 25 games before they hit the ground running. It's going to take a while, okay? Maybe they are missing some things, but Eric Gordon hasn't been playing exceptionally well this season either. Eric Gordon hasn't been doing shit. PJ Tucker, he's an okay player, but he ain't Trevor Ariza. Michael Carter-Williams haven't gave him much this season. Marquise Chris, he ain't really gave him nothing. Came from Phoenix. He been injured. So they lack depth. Houston lacks depth. And when you continue to play NBA for 82-plus games, teams scout you. Team find out where your weakness is. When you become a winning organization, teams want to poach some of your players. So Houston has to make a move. Was signing Chris Paul the best move to make? Possibly so. But you got to know Chris Paul is always going to get injured, and that's a fact. That's a fact. Let's look at the chat really quick, and we'll talk about where Melo can go. Okay. Brian Cruz is going to Denard Reed, New Orleans Saints going to the Super Bowl. We talk football in a minute. Ronaldo Tour, we will take him in Indiana. That's a possible spot. Mecca Boosis, signing him is a waste of money. I don't think they even wasted money. He was like for the veterans minimum, so they didn't take a real risk with him. T.S. Franks, I answered that question in a minute. Jesus Perez, 6-0 versus 3-6. There's only one goal, and the beautiful Michael Jordan LeBum is the Hillary Clinton of the NBA. He can't play defense. Okay, we'll talk about that. Bernoculus, D'Antoni is being petty with Melo. I definitely agree. They go see he talking about the Chargers. Red Max Larkin, LeBron is the GOAT. Real deal detail shop. Kansas City Chiefs will go to the Super Bowl led by Pat Mahomes, a.k.a. Patrick McGrady. Jesus Denard Reed, 11-1, 6-0. Real GOAT. Bill Russell. Justin Bieber plays better defense than LeChoke James. Jordan was a defensive all-star too. Jesus Perez said that. Deion Williams, I would love to see him in the Pelicans. Talking about Carmelo Anthony. Binoculars say they will also tend to get blew out from time to time. Talking about the Jazz. Denard Reed. My Pelicans don't want him. He's done. Delusional. That's 704 Joe. Denard Reed. Don't have no defense, period. Real detail sound. He said, talking about them again. Harden might be slipping, yeah, but I like Harden. I like his beard. I wish him success. My Raptors rapping everyone this year, though. Domo, Hizzy, Melo is in the same situation Allen Iverson was in the league. Couldn't wait till Melo decline. They exaggerate, and I definitely made that comparison yesterday. Mando H, he needs to go to China. WAWA 930 2010 was good. What's up, good fella? How do you feel about Tekashi 6ix9ine video shooting? I answer that. Well, it might be a publicity stunt, but I don't know. It is what it is. That guy's a clown. As soon as he go broke and fall off, somebody gonna push his cap back. Watch what I tell you. All right. So talk about the end off the Carmelo. Obviously the Pelicans could be a good fit for him as well. Anthony Davis needs all the help he can get, and he getting more help. Drew Holiday been tremendous, especially last year. Mirotic has been tremendous. I think he was a game time decision tonight. He been tremendous. Julius Randle been a great find for them. I wouldn't mind seeing him on the Pelicans. I wouldn't mind, the Lakers, maybe the Lakers, but they got a lot going on already. But I do believe that they're trying to blackball Melo out the league, similar to what they did to Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was just such a rebel, and they couldn't wait to get him out the league. And Allen Iverson and Melo, at least Allen Iverson, and Melo has time to change this. He wasn't willing to change his alpha male mentality. He wants to be the guy. He never wanted to take a backseat to nobody, Allen Iverson. He always wanted to be the guy. And when it was time to take a backseat, he didn't want to take a backseat. He didn't want to take a backseat going to China or wherever he went to play ball at overseas. It just didn't work for him. You know what I'm saying? I think LeBron likes Melo. They go way back. So, it'll be interesting to see, who won him. Obviously, you never know what happened behind the scenes. Did he rub some people the wrong way? But I still think Melo is better than, half the league still. I still think he's better than 50% of the NBA. And if you're still better than 50% of the NBA, then I think you should definitely still be in the league. It don't look like he did nothing but to fit in with Houston. From the outside looking at, I'm not a diehard Houston Rocket fan. I don't watch every game. But when I was watching, it looked like he was trying too hard to fit in. And you're going to have an adjustment period like that. He's trying everything to fit in. He took the role off the bench. He embraced the role off the bench. It's different from last year when he was at Oklahoma City. They was asking him about, the reporter asked you think I'm coming the bench? I ain't coming off no bench. See, he came off that. He said he want to do whatever he can do to help this team win. And if Mike D'Antoni was a good coach, and D'Antonio, whatever his name is, I'll get him and the Michigan State coach mixed up. If he was a great coach, he'd make an adjustment. But over the course of Mike D'Antonio's career, Mike D'Antoni, whatever they want to call him, over the course of his career, he's never made adjustments, and that's why he ended up getting booted out of each place he leaves. He's never been able to make adjustments defensively. He's never been able to play half-court basketball in the playoff time, and that's why that coach never got a championship. Is Melo better than Brandon Ingram? Brandon Ingram ain't proved shit to me. Make sure I hit the like button. Brandon Ingram ain't proved nothing to me. But that's a good question. Brandon Ingram is one of the most inconsistent guys in the league. LaMelo's playing big tournament this weekend. Over 100 college coaches, 10 NBA scouts will be there. Yeah, I like LaMelo. I think he probably gonna be the best one. I'm gonna check that out. But move on. Let's talk about the NFL. Talk about some Super Bowl favorites. But yeah, before I move on, what's the best fit for Carmelo Anthony? I want to hear in the chat on the best fit. I say the best fit for him. The best fit for him is probably take the minimum and go to Golden State Warriors. That fit Melo in. And then if you guys don't like the Golden State Warriors, I think another great fit for him was Portland. I think Portland would love to use Carmelo Anthony. They need another scorer. I also like to see Portland move C.J. McCollum, in my opinion. I think the Lakers are too dysfunctional. I think they would have to move. The way I would see Carmelo going to the Lakers, they would have to package that young talent. I would love to see them. I'm a Laker fan as well from Detroit, so I'm always going to be a Piston fan first. But I like to see the Lakers package Lonzo Ball. And I do a video talking about that a little bit later. I do a video talking about Lonzo's situation. I'm a big Lonzo Ball fan. But I like to see them package Ingram, Lonzo, and something else, and try to get them another wing guy. You know what I'm saying? Because Brandon Ingram's just not gonna fit. It's too hard to play with LeBron James. Being a scorer like Ingram and being a traditional point guard like Lonzo. Really, LeBron is the traditional point guard. And then they brought Rondo in for what reason I don't know, but that is what it is. You're talking about Super Bowl favorites. Obviously, the AFC looked really, really dark like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and now it's became a lot of different parity amongst the elite teams because now the Steelers are back on track. They learn to play defense. Okay, Indianapolis is coming. Andrew Luck looks like Andrew Luck. He got some help. Their defense is coming to form. Obviously, Jalen Ramsey, if you didn't hear, wanted out of Jacksonville. Said he can't wait to get out of there. Houston Texans are coming. They lost a deep threat in Will Fuller. I think it's going to hurt them, but they picked up Demaryius Thomas. The Patriots are the Patriots. I don't think they're the favorite this year at all. I don't see the Patriots being the favorite at all. Then you go down to the AFC West. You got the Chargers and you got the Chiefs. I think a lot of people like Patrick Mahomes, but you just rarely see even a first-year starting quarterback. Even though he started one game last year, you rarely see a first-string starting quarterback, a first-year starting quarterback, really had that much success and make it to the championship. So we waiting for Patrick Mahomes to bump his head to go through a learning experience. So especially with the defense Kansas City got. But they got so many weapons, so he may be the exception to the rule. He has a great offensive coach in Andy Reid. I don't know if Eric Berry is coming back, but I would like to see them have made a move for Patrick Peterson. But I understand not mortgaging your future for Patrick Peterson. I understand that. D Ford and Justin Houston are some dogs. Chris Jones is a dog up there as well. They get Eric Berry back. A year draft for the Kansas City Chiefs next year. A good defensive draft for them and a good free agency. I think they might be indestructible, barring injury. But this year it wouldn't put it past me because if you look at the competition in the AFC, you go to the Steelers. They already burnt the Steelers. Okay, the Steelers. No matter what you want to say about the Steelers improving defense, one thing for sure, two things for certain. They got murdered on their field by the Kansas City Chiefs. They will have to go to Kansas City 9 times out of 10. And they don't match up well with Kansas City. They don't have a matchup for Travis Kelce. They don't have a matchup for Tyreek Hill. they don't have a matchup for Sammy Watkins, and they don't have a matchup out the backfield for Kareem Hunt. And on top of that, they don't have the answers for Patrick Mahomes' feet. You know what I'm saying? So Pittsburgh looks very, very high powerful. I will say that. But at some point, will they miss Le'Veon Bell carrying the rock? The experience of Le'Veon Bell in playoff games, and I know he's been injured a few playoff games, makes you wonder. At some point, I think they're going to miss Le'Veon Bell. You go to the Chargers, I think they got a really, really good complete team this year. And my heart wants to see Phillip Rivers get a ring because I believe if he was in New York and got drafted to New York instead of Eli Manning, he would probably have 2 or 3 Super Bowl rings as Eli Manning has 2. They have everything. You know, they have the big wide receiver in Williams. They got the good all-purpose receiver in Keenan Allen. They got Mike Williams to stretch the field. Travis Benjamin still stretches the field. They're missing their tight end, the young cat, but they got Melvin Gordon, who's a beast. They can run the ball. They defense, they got some really good defensive backs. They lost Jason Verrett and Trey Boston. They lost Jason Verrett to injury. Trey Boston moved on. I don't know why they didn't bring him back. But they drafted Derwin James, is probably one of the reasons they didn't. You know, they get Joey Bosa back. So the Chargers is a very, very scary team. They started off fast this year. In other years, they started off slow and finished fast and just missed the playoffs. The Chargers are a very, very scary team. Talk about the AFC. If they can continue to stop the run better, and when Bosa get back, get pressure on quarterbacks, I wouldn't be surprised to me if the Chargers was able to make it to the AFC Championship game. I think the New England Patriots is a team that's on a decline. Their defense sucks. You seen Mariota tear him up last week. They're trying to make shift with the offense. Tom Brady is getting older. Gronkowski is no longer a factor. You know, Gronkowski is old, beat up, can't run no more. I think he might retire after this year. And the defense has been god awful. You know, that defense has been god awful. So I think they still win their division. Obviously, Jets, Dolphins, and who else in that sorry ass division? The Bills. They still win their division. But I don't know. But overall, looking at the AFC, obviously most people call the Chiefs the shot callers, the number one defense, the number one team there, excuse me. But if I had to rank them, I'd probably still go Kansas City. I go San Diego. I go the Chargers. I probably go Patriots, then Houston. My 5 there. Right now, I still favor the Chiefs to be the favorite. But if Joey Bosa can come back for the Chargers, I think the Chiefs and Chargers are my 2 favorites coming out the AFC, in my opinion. I think the Chiefs and Chargers are my 2 favorites. Won't slip on Pittsburgh. But at some point, they will get exposed in the back end again. It's just makeshift. You know, at some point, somebody will figure it out. And at some point, they will miss Le'Veon Bell. Talking about the NFC, which is a bunch of fun here. I mean, I think it's a 2-horse race. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is hampered with a knee injury. Obviously, Minnesota, they chose not to play defense when Kirk Cousins came to town to get him a formidable quarterback. Atlanta is piss poor. Carolina is a dark horse there. I will talk about them in a minute. The NFC East is just in shambles. The AFC West is all the Rams. The Seahawks play the Rams really, really good. I'm gonna tell you this. You know, if the Rams run into the Seahawks in the playoffs, especially with the injury of Cooper Kupp tearing his ACL, I really believe that the Seahawks, the third time around, is gonna beat the Rams. I really do. I really do. Get the hell off my shit, bro. Get off my shit, man. The motherfuckers trying to clout chase because they channel ain't getting no views. Get the hell up out of here. Got time for that bullshit. Obviously it's the Rams in the Saints division. That's what most people believe. I believe it may go through New Orleans, but New Orleans got a tough schedule left. I know they got Carolina twice. Carolina plays them tough. I believe they got a really another good team coming up as well too. Let me look at their schedule. Let's see who all they got left. They got a really, really good schedule, man, left. And I'm going to boxing and another live stream right after this. for my boxing people, man. Give me 1 second. Let me see who they got left. Let's see who New Orleans got left. They got the Eagles, which I think they beat them. The Falcons, they already beat them. The Cowboys, they beat them. The Bucks, they beat them. And then they got the Panthers the last 2 times in the last 3 weeks of the season. And then in the middle sandwich, they got the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. So the New Orleans Saints got a really, really tough last 3 weeks of the season. Shit, they got a tough season. Eagles, they desperate, so they're gonna be hard. They got the Falcons at home. They already beat Falcons in Georgia. You got the Cowboys, the Buccaneers, and then the Panthers, the Steelers, the Panthers. So that's just something to look at. I mean, let's look at the Rams schedule. The Rams end off with the Rams got the Chiefs next week, I believe it is. Yeah, they got the Chiefs this week. They got the Lions, that's a win. They got the Bears, that's gonna be a tough matchup. They're in Chicago, that's why. Eagles, and then they end off with the Cardinals and the 49ers. So they got 3 really tough games, I believe. They're gonna have a Chiefs game the Chiefs team is gonna be probably the most epic. The Chiefs and Rams probably gonna be the most epic Monday night game you probably gonna see in forever. That's gonna be an epic game. They beat the Lions. The Bears gonna be a tough game, and then if the Eagles still competitive, that's gonna be a tough game as well. So, obviously, it's gonna come down whoever get home field advantage. And I'm gonna say, based off this record, I'm gonna go ahead and say the Saints. They both gonna finish with about 3 losses. I'm gonna say the Saints gonna get home field advantage, and the Saints are probably with home field advantage gonna be, a slight favorite to beat the Rams. But remember, the Rams will get to lead back. All right, and I think they're gonna hand the ball off to Gurley and find a way to get the ball in Gurley. If the Saints and Rams meet in the NFC Championship game, I'm gonna say favor the Rams wherever they play at, just slightly. That's just my personal opinion. Just having a hunch. But right now, if I had to pick a Super Bowl winner, and I'll talk about Carolina for a minute before I do that. Carolina is a really good team, but I don't think they got enough firepower on the outside, and I don't think they got enough defensive backs to handle what's going on here. And I think they need a complimentary back like a Le'Veon Bell. If they can sign Le'Veon Bell next year, that'd be a huge gift. Le'Veon and Christian McCaffrey, but I don't think they will do that. But I like the Rams and the Chiefs to rematch in a Super Bowl. I like that. That's right now, and that could change with injuries and everything else. I think the Rams and the Chiefs meet in the Super Bowl. There's going to be an epic Monday night game. Yeah, I'll do a preview for next Monday night game. Yeah, I'll do that preview. That's a really, really good thought you put in my head. I may even go live and do commentary for that game, real detail shop. I might do live commentary for that game. That might be my first football live commentary. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. And we're going to talk about LeBron. Is LeBron getting exposed in LA? King of LA. And I say that because this, man, and I've been saying this for years, okay? I've been saying this for years. LeBron James is the most ball dominant. He's the most ball dominant player I've ever seen. And without the ball, he can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Without the ball, without LeBron James having the ball, without LeBron having the ball, he just not that good. You know what I'm saying? He don't know how to play off the ball. He don't have any ability to play off the ball, post up. He can post up. He's not willing to post up. He's not willing to run off screens and catch and shoot. He's not willing to be the picker and the popper, the picker and the roller. He's not willing to run off screens like Reggie Miller, Rip Hamilton. He's not willing. Without the ball, LeBron James has zero versatility. Zero versatility. And that's a fact. Make sure you smash the like button. He has zero versatility without the ball. He needs the ball. He needs to have the ball in his hand to be effective. And, at the end of the day, that's affecting the Lakers. Because Rajon Rondo without the ball in his hand, what can Rondo do? Without the ball in Rondo's hand, what good is Rondo? Rondo can't spot up and shoot. Rondo ain't a scorer. Rondo, you don't fear Rondo coming off the pick and catching and shooting. You don't fear Rondo nowhere. He good at attacking the rim sometimes, but Rondo, you don't fear him. Lonzo Ball without the ball, he can come off a pick and catch a oop. He can dominate the boards. He can do other things. I understand that. But the main thing when playing with LeBron James is that you need to be able to spot up and shoot. And if you a big guy like Tristan Thompson, or you a big guy like JaVale McGee, which is the perfect big guy to play along, and Tyson Chandler to play around LeBron James, you need to be scrappy and do the dirty work and clean the glass up and tip the ball in, and get rebounds. What's up, Lamont? That's what you asked to do to play with LeBron James. Even if you were Chris Bosh, which Chris Bosh is one of the most phenomenal power forward talents in the league when he was in Toronto. But when Chris Bosh and Kevin Love, who was very talented in Minnesota, got with LeBron James, they had to compromise. They have to take a step back because LeBron James needs the ball in his hand. LeBron James is not going to come in there and throw the ball to Shaq, hypothetically, and let Shaq work out 5 times, 10 straight times down the floor, give it to Shaq because they can't stop him. No, LeBron James needs to dribble the ball, pick and roll, attack the rim. He needs his space in the lane. LeBron James has zero offensive versatility. And that's why it's so tough to play with LeBron, because everything has to be right. You have to have shooters around him. You have to space the floor. You can't be a center and eat up the middle of the lane, because he likes to get in the middle of the lane. Nobody fears LeBron from mid-range. Nobody fears LeBron from three-point range. What people fear is LeBron's ability to get in the lane, score a bucket, get in the lane, and make something happen. Now, if it's LeBron's night and he just hitting everything, then you in trouble. You in trouble. If LeBron hot from the three-point line and he hot from mid-range, you in trouble. But LeBron's game is to bully the paint, get to the rim, attack the rim, draw people in. They collapse on the paint, kick the ball out, you shoot the three-pointer. That's it. Chris Bosh became a glorified three-point shooter. Kevin Love became a glorified three-point shooter. That's what George Hill was brought to Cleveland to do. That's what Boobie Gibson did so well in Cleveland early on. That's what Damon Jones did so well in Cleveland early on. That's what those guys are meant to be in Cleveland for. It's to sit on the perimeter, let LeBron James drive, and create an open three-point shot for them. It's the Shaquille O'Neal law. It's the same thing Shaq does. The difference with Shaq was, and Hakeem is a better, I can use Shaq as a reference as well too, but Hakeem is a better example. When Hakeem and them won them 2 championships, when Jordan retired, the game was throw the ball into Hakeem, you let Hakeem work out, double team Hakeem, he kick it out to fucking Vernon Maxwell, he kicking out to Kenny to Jack Smith, he kick it out to Robert Horry, Sam Cassell, you guys hit your threes. LeBron James is the same thing, but the difference is he's not playing through the post. Clear out. I take my opponent one-on-one. They want to collapse 3 or 4 people in the paint. After I continue to score and get people in foul trouble, they double team me in the paint. I kick it out to Kyle Korver. He hit the 3. LeBron James in LA is trying not to be so ball dominant, trying to play off the ball, prove something that he shouldn't have to prove in year 15, year 16. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get off and switch over to Colossal Sports TV. I ain't got my headphones on, so when I talk boxing, I'm about to do another one. I'm gonna do one on boxing. I'll go downstairs and get my headphones. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna start another boxing one in a minute. Because I'm in my bedroom right now. I don't have no headphones up here. Or do I? No, fucking kids. But LeBron James is just so bored. Like it's like he's trying to prove something to LA and he's not getting exposed. But what he's trying to prove in LA is that I don't need the ball to be effective. Okay, I can fit in with this offense. But when David Black tried to get him to fit in Cleveland, he didn't want to fit into David Black's offense. He wanted it to be LeBron offense. So at some point, LA got to make a decision. Do we continue to go down this road with LeBron James and try to make an offense around, try to make an offense work and try to fit him into the offense when he is square peg. You try to fit him into a round peg hole, or do we revamp this team and build it towards LeBron? This team ain't built for LeBron. He don't want to go in the post. Even in Miami, he didn't want to go in the post. This team ain't built for LeBron. That's why they put Ingram in the post. This team is not a LeBron James built team. And I say that to say this. Rondo can't shoot open threes. Lonzo ain't a knockdown shooter at an NBA level right now. Lance Stevenson don't knock down threes. Kuzma's a good knockdown shooter. Josh Hart is the best fit for LeBron James. But for some reason, he's not getting minutes. Caldwell Pope is a good fit if he's hitting his threes, but he's a very streaky shooter. I couldn't stand him in Detroit. But they got so many guys that can't shoot. JaVale McGee ain't a shooter. So they don't have any shooters to come in there and fit with him. And Mo Wagner, I don't know if he's still injured or not, but Mo Wagner is a great stretch 4, stretch 5 to play with LeBron James and knock down shots. All these young guys, that's a good point, Sports Brotherhood. LeBron needs 11 yes men, including the 12th one with the head coach. These dudes are not willing to submit their game for LeBron James. They're not willing to submit to LeBron James. They're not. These dudes want to make a name for themselves. They don't want to take a back seat to LeBron James and say, okay, we need LeBron, or let LeBron James do them. We just play off him. These dudes trying to make a name for themselves in LA. They trying to be stars. These dudes don't want to submit their game for LeBron. That's why he claiming he getting frustrated and he getting mad. It ain't that he getting exposed. They don't have enough yes men, or they don't have enough guys willing to submit to him on his team. Luke Walton is showing you that he ain't submitting to LeBron James. Luke Walton, if he wanted to submit to LeBron James before I get out here, I'm going to come start a boxing one right up after this one and go get my headphones. If Luke Walton was submitting to LeBron James will be the point guard, and this lineup will look totally different. This lineup will look totally different. You will have Josh Hart starting. You probably have Caldwell Pope out there more. You will have Kyle Kuzma out there with LeBron James. You wouldn't see as much Rondo, as much Lonzo. You wouldn't see that. If they submit to LeBron will be the point guard, bringing the ball up every time, playing off LeBron James like they did in Cleveland. This team is not submitting to LeBron James. Right now, the first 12 or 13 games they didn't have, whatever games they had, this is a trial period. Trust me, when fire gets to the pen, they will submit to LeBron James. This team will be a LeBron James LA Laker team when they get desperate enough to get there yet. Yes, LeBron's going to get dudes traded. Dudes will get traded. Ingram is gone. Lonzo is gone. Stevenson probably going to be gone if somebody want him. They about to transform this team by the All-Star break. You're going to get guys around LeBron that can shoot. They don't have enough shooting. And the one guy that can shoot, Josh Hart, he don't get enough time. I believe Melo is being blackballed. We talked about that. Make sure I hit the like button, man. I think he is, but at the end of the day, he changed his mindset, but he separated from his wife, and now he could be blackballed out the league. It's a terrible 2018, 2017 for Carmelo Anthony. Hopefully get better in 2019. I appreciate you guys for watching, sharing the videos. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. For all my boxing people, I'm going to start up a boxing live stream right after this. So y'all be on the lookout for that as well. Definitely appreciate everybody. Classical Sports TV, I'm going to send you a link. And Denard Reed, I would think that if New Orleans had the home field advantage, that they would probably win. But I'm going to just go ahead and say that experience that the Rams had going to New Orleans, I'm going to say they're going to come back and they're going to win and go to the Super Bowl. That's just my personal opinion. I appreciate it. I'm going to come right back with a live stream. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way out. And I'm going to start up another stream right after this. Salute. We gone.